Hey, what's good everybody? It's Lance again. Today I'm coming at you with another video. This will not be a regular movie review. This will actually be a trailer thoughts kind of video. I did one for Boy Erased recently and mid-90s. Now I'm going to do for the new Barry Jenkins film, If Beale Street Could Talk, which is an adaptation of James Baldwin's early novel. Now listen, I had heard about this movie a year ago because I knew that Barry Jenkins was going to try to come out with something, you know. I didn't want him to just go away for 5 years again and then come out with another movie. I wanted him to just get working again, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of these directors, like Stephen James, he's just coming back now. And you know, he hasn't done a film since 2013. So, you know, I didn't want another case of a black director having to wait like 5 to 8 years to make his next movie. I mean, it happened to Barry Jenkins. I mean, I think he did Medicine for Melancholy in 2008, which I actually haven't seen, unfortunately. However, I've been meaning to. He wasn't able to make a film until 2016 with Moonlight. So, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. And it's also ironic that the person that he had kind of went up against for Best Director in 2016, Damien Chazelle, the guy who did Whiplash and La La Land, is coming back with another feature this year as well with First Man, starring Ryan Gosling. And it's crazy how these guys are going to be kind of neck and neck again. A lot of people have been making jokes on Twitter and on YouTube that I have seen recently where, you know, the whole Moonlight La La Land fiasco that happened in 2016 where La La Land was called up first. However, they winded up relinquishing that Oscar to Moonlight due to a onstage mishap with Warren Beatty and whatever like that. A lot of people are kind of like making jokes about that as well. What if they call First Man up and then if Beale Street is actually the winner? You know, it's just crazy how, like, you know, ironically these guys are going to go neck and neck again. And you know, it's a fun little thing. I think it's almost kind of like, maybe not a rivalry. I know both of these guys have immense respect for each other, and I know they're both students of cinema, both very intelligent individuals. And but I feel like maybe I'm talking a little bit about Damien Chazelle a little bit too much here. This is basically a trailer thoughts of If Beale Street Could Talk. Now the trailer is very interesting, you know. It stars I think her name is Kiki Layne. I've never seen her before or heard of her. However, I believe Barry Jenkins must have took a chance on her. Forgive me if you guys know her more than I do. I just haven't seen her before. Stephan James, who I know from Race, which is a film that came out I think a year or two ago. And we also have Regina King. We have Pedro Pascal, who's not in the trailer but he's on the list. Skrein, who actually you do see as a cop. And we have some other people in the mix as well. We have Tyree, who is from Atlanta, which I love. I love that show very much. And he seems to be working because he's also in Widows this year by Stephen James. It looks really good. I mean, he brought back the same editors from the first Moonlight film, and well, this is not a sequel, but he brought back the same editors from Moonlight. He also brought back the same cinematographer, and yeah, it looks very similar aesthetic-wise in terms of not necessarily color-wise, but aesthetic-wise. You know, the shots that Barry Jenkins used in Moonlight, a lot of that is almost look like it's replicated here, because if you think about it, there's a lot of the same kind of close-ups with the actors. There's a lot of I guess you could say remembrance of or a lot of, I guess you can say, little things that kind of remind you of Moonlight, because there's a bathroom scene, a bathtub scene with the foam on the head that you kind of saw in Moonlight. You get that here as well. Obviously the close-ups, as I mentioned before, and you know, just the tender nature of it all. I feel like Moonlight is such a very tender, soft, very, very fluent, very gentle film, and this kind of seems like it's almost going to be the same kind of tone-wise. Obviously, this is a straight romance, unlike the first Moonlight that he had did. You know, well, that wasn't really a romance. That was more about the trials and tribulations of being a gay man. This is obviously just seems like more of a romance and the struggles that both of these young people go through. I have never read the novel by James Baldwin, and I probably should. You know, I probably would get a comment or two saying that I should read it before I see the movie. However, I guess I'm just not that big of a reader. I may or may not read it before watching this movie, but either way, I'm still going to watch this movie, and that's for damn sure. I can't wait for the film personally. It looks very good in my opinion. I don't know how big of a budget the film has. I know it has more people than Moonlight did in Medicine for Melancholy, and hopefully, you know, it gets a lot of buzz. It's distributed by Annapurna, and Megan Ellison is a producer on the film. It's interesting how he chose to kind of venture out from A24, which was kind of like the catalyst in getting Moonlight made. And I don't know whether it was his decision or it was just the opportunities that were given to him, but Annapurna picked this one up, and Annapurna seems like they're a great fit for this type of movie as well. Their repertoire and their filmmaking, their filmography is great as well, just like A24. I mean, they did distribute Her, so I love that movie as well, Spike Jonze. So I adore the distribution company, definitely. I think D.B. Gardner came back, or I'm not even sure if it's D.D. Gardner, or I think there's a lot of the same producers of Moonlight came back to help out Barry Jenkins with this movie as well. So hopefully we kind of, I guess you can say, get a little bit of the magic that we had got with the Moonlight movie, because I feel like we need a little bit of that right now. And yeah, I can't wait for this movie. I hope you guys can't wait as well. I'm definitely going to be watching this that Thursday night when it comes out. I believe it comes out November 30th, so look out for a review for that, hopefully, if I'm still making videos by then, which I should be. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Please let me know what you guys thought about the trailer. Put your comments into this, comment section below. Also, like if you really liked what I had to say or whatever. Subscribe for new videos. You guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later. Can't wait for this movie, and peace.